Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another Thursday night here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Tonight they hit Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. These guys will definitely have their hands full here, no doubt about that, as they're just about 7.5 minutes here left to go in practice. So let's go ahead and see how they're standing right now as far as the fastest time out there on the track. As you see here, up in that top spot, we got that one machine Raven there with a 41.146. Hard in there in second with a 41.484. Edwards third with a 41.521. And then we have Hobart, butchering his last name, but he's got a 41.526. Wetzel there in fifth in the two machine with a 41.529. And then in sixth, we got Hagen, Anthony seventh, Osborne in eighth, Rogers ninth, and Santos rounding out your top 10 here. Go ahead and get to our team points here coming into tonight. Go ahead and find those for you guys here. Give me just a minute. I had them. I don't know where they went. Here we go. Would help if I do that right, huh? So let's go ahead and get down to where they are standing currently coming into tonight. We got Lance Anthony there with 187 points. We got Dylan Williams in second with 165. Brian Edwards in third with 155. Edson Santos there in fourth with 136. Garrett Hagen in fifth with 133. CJ Harden sixth with 110. Kayla Wetzel there in seventh with 102. William Rucker eighth with 101. Bradley Williams in ninth with 96, and rounding out your top 10, Travis Rucker. You got Ryan Cometti there in 11th with 90 points. Andrew Fay in 12th with 88. Anthony Yuns in 13th with 81. Aaron, Aaron, the guy I've been screwing up his last name on, he's there in 14th. Hobart. I gotta say it about 30 times before I get it right. I know that's not how you say it, but I know how to say it in my head, and it's not coming out the right way. But he has 71 points. You got William Smith there in 15th with 69 points. Scott Watson 15th, 69 points as well. Back with 65 points in 17th, we got James Griven. 18th, we got William Swetson there with 62 points. Also at 62 is Brad Adams. Andrew Frazier rounding out the top 20 there with 61 points. 21st through 28th, we have Alexander, Warren Rogers, RC, Corbin, Rob Powers, Dylan, Alex, and Joshua Osborne rounding out the standings there. 28 drivers. Let's go ahead and get to the updated team points here coming into this evening. And there in the top spot, we have Gigabyte Racing with 420 points. In second spot, we have CRT Pulse Racing with 414 points. Team Name Motorsports there in third with 270 points. True North Racing in fourth with 217. Back at 5th, we got Real South Racing with 205. Legacy Racing there in 6th with 193. And then we got Built Different Incorporated there at 141 points in 7th. Anthony Rucker Motorsports, 130 points back in 8th. In 9th spot, we got Mr. Rogers Racing with 121 points. In 10th, we got Team iCar with 66 points. 46 Motorsports is at 11th with 5 points. And then rounding out in 12th, we got the Conco E-Motorsports with 3 points. So that is your updated point standings and team points coming into this evening, as they are coming down to just 2 minutes here left to go in practice. We will momentarily here will go ahead and step aside and play the national anthem, but we still got a little bit of action going out here on track currently. Not a whole lot of drivers out. See here, we do have Rick Raven there out here on track. See what he hits down the front straightaway here, right around 220 miles, about 219 miles an hour down the front straightaway, that long front straightaway. I will expect that number to climb up a little bit more in the draft. Probably be around 235 down the straightaway. So we got Rick out here. We got CJ in pit road. Brian Edwards out here on track. Looks like he's in the draft here. But we will go ahead and let them finish up their practice here. And we will go ahead, step aside here, play our national anthem. So do not go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Alright, welcome back everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed these sights and sounds of the national anthem, as qualifying is now underway for these drivers. And currently it looks like we have one driver out here on track, and that would be Brian Edwards. Well, actually we got more than that. We got Warren Rogers out here on, well, he's at the end of pit road, I should say. We got Garrett Hagan out here on track. Got Aaron coming out here on track. Got Lance sitting at the end of pit road. You got Rick out here on the track. Looks like just about everybody is out here on track, with William Rucker, CJ Harden, Joshua Osborne, Felix Wetzel out here on track. Bradley Williams out here on track. Anthony Yuns, Brian Edwards, Edson, Jay Santos, and William Robbins out here on track. Good. Got Rucker here just completed a lap, but he's in the second spot. Brian Edwards Going to go ahead and grab that top spot for right now with a 41.762. See here what he does on his next lap. See if it's any quicker. See there, just 5/1000ths of a second separate first and second as of right now. We'll see here if that changes here on the second lap. Like CJ Harden is still out here on track as well. We'll see if Harden can improve that lap time there as Rucker up to the top spot with a 41.681. CJ is going to go ahead and move up well. Was up to second there briefly, but now he's back down to third with a 41.685. Hagan is going to go ahead and take that top spot with a 41.662. Anthony Young's out here on track here. For some reason, it went to scenic view there and wouldn't get back on the driver. Got that taken care of. Now Rick is going to go ahead and grab that top spot with a 41.645. Still got about a little over a minute and a half here to go in qualifying. We want to thank you all for tuning in here this evening for Extreme Racing TV, broadcasting the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2 Indy Series. Race number 7 here tonight at Pocono. Make sure, if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and do not forget to hit that notification bell. That way you go ahead and get informed anytime Extreme Racing TV goes live over here on YouTube for races that we go ahead and broadcast. I do appreciate you all tuning in here. There's just under a minute here left to go in qualifying. We got William Rucker still out here on track right now in 4th spot. We still got Santos out here on track. I think some of these guys are just trying to get some practice laps in here to wrap up, just to get a good idea of what the car is going to be like. Obviously, they're not in a draft or anything like that. They're by themselves. So when they get in the pack, the cars are going to act a little differently than what they're used to. Go ahead and get a cockpit cam here with Lance Anthony, just to give you guys a little idea how fast we're going down. Not only through the straightaways, but also down through the turns, as Santos is up to the top spot with a 41.596. And qualifying is going to go ahead and come to an end here. That will conclude qualifying. So let's go ahead and get them down to the starting grid here this evening. Starting in the pole on that P1 position there, we got Edson J. Santos with a 41.596. Congratulations once again Santos for grabbing the pole here this evening. We got Rick Raven there in second with a 41.645 on the outside. And row 2 on the inside starting third, we got Garrett Hagan in the 30 machine. Rolling off fourth, we got Joshua Osborne in the 07 machine. Back in row number 3, we got William Rucker in that 77 rolling off fifth. And CJ Harden in that 33 machine is going to go ahead and roll off sixth here tonight. Back in row number 4, we got the 11 of Brian Edwards rolling off 7th. On the outside of him, we got the 8, starting in 8th, we got Aaron Bart in the 916 machine. Back in row number 5, rolling off 9th, the 17 of Anthony Youngs there. And on the outside of Anthony, starting 10th, we got Lance Anthony in the 52 machine. Rolling off 6th, we got Calix Wetzel in that 2 machine rolling off 11th. On the outside of Calix there, rolling off 12th, Bradley Williams in the 116. Back in row number 7, rolling off 13th, the 87 of James Lindgren. And on the outside of James there, rolling off 14th, the 48 of Warren Rogers. In row number 8, rolling off 15th, we got William Robbins there in that 3 machine. And on the outside of William, rolling off 16th, the 83 of Travis Rucker, I should say. And then rounding out the field shotgun here this evening in 17th, we got that 14 machine of William Swetson. They are rolling off here for the pace lap. So we'll see here how the race begins here this evening. I do know these drivers were a little concerned about this track here coming into tonight. But knowing these guys, they got a good understanding during the hour and 20 minutes of practice that they had. You go ahead and get an understanding of what their car is going to do. Get a good, good feel of everything, and going to go out here and put on a fantastic show here tonight. And before we go ahead and get going here this evening, we want to give a shout out to the sponsors here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. First off, Magnolia Laser for sponsoring the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, as well as we got Elite Designs. We also have LA Electric. There's another one I'm missing, but the pace car is off. And we are underway here tonight for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Race number 7 here tonight at Pocono. And you can see them already starting to fan out. Down through the straightaway, you're going to see a lot of that here. Ooh, somebody brushed the wall coming out of turn number 1. For those that are not familiar with Pocono, there is no turn 4. There's only 3 turns at this track. It's the nicknamed the Tricky Triangle. And I know on the new Pocono, it has the right there on the wall, it says what turn 4 coming out of turn number 3. But it looks like we will have, don't know who led that lap at the line, but I think it was Rick that led it at the line. We got battles going on back here to 5th with CJ Harden and Garrett Hagan there. They were doing battle there just briefly. Needless to say, it still was a battle. We got, battles going on up front. We got battles going on mid-pack. We got battles going on just about everywhere with the new tires. Go ahead and try to get what you can here early on. Once these tires get worn out, it is going to be very difficult to pass here at this Tricky Triangle that they call Pocono. As we got Lance up into 7th now. And we're going to go ahead and stay on Lance here. See what he's going to go ahead and hit down the back straightaway. Looks like 220 is going to be the max there. Down the back straightaway through turn 2. And he hits 223 there in the short chute. And coming out of 3 here. This is the longest straightaway on the track, so he should be able to hit about 230 miles an hour, but it looks like he's going to top out right around 228 miles an hour. So I was just a couple miles off of what I was assuming these guys would hit. As we looks like we have a little stack up here with Edson, Osborne, William Rucker, CJ Harden. I got a whole gaggle of cars here, about 6, 7 cars. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 cars, right? 7, 8. Now we're up to 8 cars here in this little group. As now it looks like they're starting to get a little separation. Now it's down to a 4-car pack. Then another 4-car pack. Well, 5-car pack. But Rick is still up in the top spot, and he's got a very, not a healthy lead, but he's got a pretty good gap over, over Osborne there with right around 0.7 of a second gap. You got Santos there pushing about a second behind the leader. William Rucker just over 1.2 seconds back, and then Harden there in the top 5, 1.3, 1.2 back from the leader currently. So we'll see here if that's going to pay off for Rick here early on. Don't know how hard he's driving that car currently. If he's, using up the tires, or if he's saving a little bit, or obviously, clean air is king. No matter what type of race car you're in, clean air is definitely the way you want to go. Get back here to Brian Edwards here in 9th spot. Looks like he's got some company there on the outside of him. That would be the 48 of Warren Rogers doing the Larson line that did not work. Gonna fall back behind. He's actually gonna lose a spot to Palix too. Palix is up into the 10th spot, cracking the top 10 here. He is up 1 spot from where he started the race. So far, the biggest mover of the race is the 48 of Warren Rogers. He's up 3 spots. He's actually tied with Lance Anthony. Lance is up to 7th. Everybody else is either up just 1 or 2 spots or down. The biggest loser so far is the 116, and that would be Bradley Williams here. Currently running 16th. Looks like he's getting ready to get past 16th. Put him back to 17th now. He's down 5 spots from where he started the race. Obviously, it's still early on. I mean, we're only on lap 8 of 80. All he does, doesn't want to do too much here right now. Probably going to anticipate a caution coming up or some kind of strategy. It looks like we have 4 wide going on back here. Well, if we did not, almost contact there between Garrett Hagan and Brian Edwards. As you can see, these cars are, the Indy cars are starting to struggle a little bit. Everybody's trying to find some clean air through the turns and stay away from that dirty air here, especially in this mid-pack. As we have somebody make contact with the wall there. That would be that 52 machine of Lance Anthony. Let's go ahead and take a onboard lap here with Lance in the cockpit here. Way everybody gets a good idea, not only what he's seeing in front of him, but also, this kind of sense of speed that they're getting. And also, you got that sun glaring right in your eyes there down the short chute going into 3. And fortunately, it's high enough now to where it is not a problem. As you just saw, big contact there with the 33 of CJ Harden there on the outside wall coming out of turn number 3. Coming out of turn number 1 down the long back straightaway here. You see the 33 getting a good run there down the straightaway. He's going to go ahead and take that spot back. Now this is a lap around Pocono. Very quick too, I might add. You go ahead and get, and here comes Lance on the inside. Just when you think, you know, you got a driver beat, they come right back on the inside and get you right back. So go ahead and get back up here. Rick's still up into the top spot. He now has a 1.2 second lead over Santos. Osborne's fallen back to third, sitting at 1.36 seconds back. Rucker's just around 2 seconds behind the leader. Here's Rucker. He's in fourth. And Brian Edwards is going to round out your top five. And we were just on Lance and company there. You can see Lance. We got Warren. We got CJ here. As well as Aaron and Garrett Hagan. This is pretty much where the battles are taking place currently out here on track. As you can see, Warren trying to fight there on the outside to hold off CJ. Looks like CJ is going to get clear to him, go down into turn 3 and have that 7th position. Almost contact by Warren there coming out of turn number 3. Like I said, that wall coming out of 3 creeps up on you quicker than you're anticipating. Each turn has a unique style to it. I know turn 3 is the resembles the Milwaukee Mile. Turn 2 resembles the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And turn 1, I can't recall exactly what that turn mimics as far as the track goes. That has slipped my memory. But definitely turn 2 is Indianapolis and turn 3 is the Milwaukee Mile. In terms of what, you know, the banking and just the angle of turn and everything like that. But Rick is still pulling away from these guys here. He's got a 1.5. Pretty soon it'll be a 1.2 lead. Rick is just driving away from the field currently. Santos is trying to figure something out to try to cut some of that time down. Obviously, you know, they're gonna have pit stops coming up here. At some point, they cannot go all 80 laps here without making a pit stop. Looks like that is Travis Rucker there on the inside of Warren Rogers in that chrome Magnolia Laser 83 machine. It's almost like looking into a mirror. Get back here to Garrett Hagan here. He's got some company with Anthony Yuns. And looks like Anthony's going to look down to the inside and take it down in turn number 1 side by side with Garrett. And going to go ahead and clear him coming out of turn number 1. But here comes Garrett back down to the inside, down the back straightaway. Going down into turn number 2, and like they're still going to be side by side out of 2. See here going into 3 if Garrett's going to be able to retake that position. No, he is not. Anthony Yuns is going to be able to hold off Garrett and hold on to 11th spot. As you see here, Travis taking back down to the inside of Aaron. Go ahead and clear him that time. Now he's got his eyes set on that 48 machine of Warren Rogers. Go ahead and get back up here to the pack that was about 5-6 cars. Now it's down to 3, and we briefly 3 wide with some contact there between Lance and CJ. Not a whole lot of contact. It was more just rubbing. You ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. '07, Joshua Osborne here in that 6th spot. Looks like we got Red Racer 1985 out there in chat here this evening. In that '07 Speed Machine. Ooh, real close there. Looks like he got real tight and then got loose. DJ actually brushed the wall coming out of 3, but fortunately both drivers are able to save their vehicles. No wreck, no night's ruin there. Everyone's able to see another lap here tonight, fortunately. See, we start talking about somebody and we catch it live. Now, back down to the inside goes Osborne. Going to be able to clear CJ this time, but CJ's going to do the crossover on him, coming out of 3. And CJ's going to hold that spot for right now. See what it's like here going down into turn number 1. And Osborne's going to prevail there on the outside. So give 6th spot to Joshua as he gets an eye set on that 52 machine of Lance Anthony. So I'm not too worried about what's going on here in the top spot right now. Rick is just in a different time zone currently. He has a 2-second lead, or about to be a 2-second lead over Santos there. And then back about a second behind Santos is William Rucker in that 77 machine. Brian Edwards here in the 4th spot. About 3.4 seconds behind the leader. About 0.3 behind William. Lance Anthony right around 2.7 seconds behind the 4th place driver, Brian Edwards. 6.149 seconds behind the leader. And then Travis Rucker here in 6th spot. Joshua Osborne in 7th. Anthony Young's 8th. Garrett Hagan doing battle there in 9th. And Warren Rogers is coming down pit road. And here comes Rogers and Aaron. We'll see here what their pit stop times are. You can see it right there on the right side of your screen here in real time. Not only the pit stop time, but the entire time that they spent on pit lane. You got 8.4 there for Aaron and 8.6 there for Warren. But the pit lane time was quicker for Warren. We got more drivers coming down pit road. Looks like we got Lance Anthony down pit road. We also, who is that behind him? Bradley Williams is also coming down pit road for their pit road service here this evening. Rick's still out here on track. He's been out here. How long? They've been out here 24 laps here currently. Leave that up for right now. That way you can go ahead and see how long they've been out here on track. And we got William Rucker on pit road. We also have Travis Rucker on pit road. So the Ruckers are bringing their machines in to get serviced here. Like they're coming down 2 at a time here. Anthony Young's here doing battle with Joshua Osborne. Put Osborne up to the 4th spot here. But like I said, he's still got to come down pit road. These guys have been out here 25 laps. Looks like Lance is back down pit road again. Wonder if he had a speeding penalty. So that's unfortunate for Lance here. So is Bradley Williams. Both these drivers are back down pit road. Not entirely sure what happened. 16.6 second pit stop there for Lance. And I think Bradley's going to get the same time. So that would mean... Actually, his pit stop's going to be a lot longer. Bradley's still on pit road. Not sure what penalty Lance got, that it was a 16.9. Bradley Williams, 43.6 seconds. Penalty. Oof. That's going to hurt. He's definitely going to be hoping for a caution here. Like I said, these drivers have been out here 27 laps. The top 10 have not come down pit road yet. So we're still waiting for the top 10. The last driver that has not made a pit stop is the 14 there of William Swedson. We got Travis Rucker coming back down pit road. A lot of penalties being served here. Not entirely sure what's going on with that. We got a driver up in the wall. That was James. That 87 machine, the TNR machine. So far we've had 3 drivers get penalties here this evening. Haha. Yes, it is definitely not the IRL race. This is the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Their race number 7 here tonight. Here at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono. We got Anthony Young's down pit road making his pit stop. So we still have 9 drivers who've yet to come down and make their pit stop here tonight. Go ahead and put that back to the gap here real quick. Well, as I say that, we now have Rick down pit road, as well as Edson Santos on pit road. Joshua Osborne also coming down pit road, making their pit stop. So that'll give the lead up to the 11 of Brian Edwards. So we'll see if any of those drivers get any penalties here tonight. Like I said, we've already had 3 drivers that had to come back down pit road to serve a penalty here after the first pit stop. And now we got Brian Edwards coming down pit road. We'll see if James comes down pit road. Here comes James down pit road. So it looks like the max that they can stay out would be 31 laps. Yes, because everyone else is down pit road. That is your top 6. That'll give the lead back up to Rick here. You all know 31 laps is the max, so that will put it at lap 62. The next time those 4 drivers are going to come down pit road and make their pit stops. Now Garrett Hagan, well, Well, it says he's the leader, but he's making his pit stop. So it wasn't 31 laps. It was 32 laps for Hagan there. Now Rick has the lead. Back here after the pit cycle is complete. He now has a 1.9 second lead over Rucker. And that 77 machine, William Rucker, that is. Because we do have the Travis out here on track right now. He is back in the 17th spot. He was one of those drivers that had to come back down pit road after his initial pit stop, serve a penalty. Bradley Williams, another driver, had to come down, serve a penalty after his pit stop. Then Warren Rogers, as well as Lance Anthony, had to come down and serve a penalty. So 4 drivers on the first cycle of pit stops. Like I said, had to come back down. Untimely mistakes there for these guys, as we have been green flagged since the start of the race here. Right now, it looks like we don't. Go ahead and give you guys a little interval of what they got going on between each other. That way you can go ahead and keep an eye on the battles going on throughout the track. Right now, it looks like the closest battle out here on track is with Anthony Yuns and William Bunsen here in that 14 machine, 11th and 12th. But like that's about 0.8 of a second between those two drivers. Everyone else, well, as I say that, get up here to Edwards. He is right around 0.4 of a second behind, or 0.2 now. So I was just thinking about that little comment there in chat. I think I'll take that with pride, thinking that you thought that this was the IRL race. So I'll take that as a compliment. So I do appreciate that. I think. So I got to think about that, but I think that's a good thing. So I do appreciate that. Get back up here to second spot with William Rucker. The fastest lap so far here tonight. The fastest lap goes to Lance Anthony here tonight with a 41.832. And like I said, he's one of those drivers who had to come down pit road after his initial stop, serve a penalty here. Unfortunate for him. Never did showcase the weather pre-race, but here's the current conditions right now. We got 74 degrees, sunny skies. Well, partly sunny, I should say. Track temp of a whopping 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds coming out of the southwest right around 2 miles an hour. And the humidity level is right around 35%. Definitely not summertime conditions. Because that humidity level, I'm a state over, and I can tell you right now the humidity is about 74%. So that 35% is definitely springtime feels right there. The biggest mover is 5 spots here tonight so far, and that'd be the 87. Well, actually a tie between the 87. That is James here in the 8th spot. And also back here in 12th with William Swinson here. No sponsors. This is the Red 14 machine. The looking to sponsor a driver, go ahead and reach out to William here. He's got plenty of room out here. Go ahead and get your advertised on his 14 machine, the upcoming events that they have coming up. Speaking of that, here coming up next week after Pocono, we go ahead and move over to the Indy Road Course September 12th, actually. So they do not. And then the 19th of September, they race at the Indy Oval for the 250. And October 3rd, we got the Milwaukee Mile, Michigan, October 10th, Mid-Ohio, October 17th, and rounding out the October festivities here on the 31st, we got the Clash race here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2. And they race all the way until December 12th. So we still got, what, 3 months of racing here? September, October, well, yeah, about 3 months of racing here because this is the last race for August. Rick is still, like I said, now he's in a different part of the, not zip code, but he's in a different dimension. He has taken that ship and rocketed out to almost a 4-second lead. It's about 3.6 seconds back to second spot there of Edson Santos. Yeah, William Rucker third in that 77 machine, all decked out red, white, black, teal. Kind of reminds me of one of them. What were those popsicles? Yeah, popsicles called back in. I can't think of them. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those popsicles back in the day. They're red, white, and blue. Obviously, they didn't have black in them. The Rocket Pops. There we go. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's like my brain goes into a fog. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, or if the weed smoker over there was rubbing off on me. The F1 juice. Gotta pick. Yeah, gotta have a little fun out there every now and then. You only live once, right, guys? Gotta have fun, enjoy it, live it up to the fullest here. And these drivers out here on track, they're definitely living up to the fullest right now. They all might not be in the positions they want to be in, but you know what? They're still out here. They're having fun. They're rocking it. They're putting on a good show for everybody out here. We got battles going on here. We got Joshua Osborne here moving up into the 8th spot, getting around Garrett Hagan. Him and Garrett just been going at it for like 30 laps. And now he's got his eyes set on James here. James is going to fall back. Now James is going to try. Ooh, looks like turn the exit of 3. You notice these cars definitely wiggle quite a bit coming out of 3. Not sure if that's the car pushing and the driver putting a lot of input in the wheel, and then all of a sudden it just snaps a little loose on them. They got to go ahead and re-grab it real quick. That might be the case. I don't know. Unfortunately, did not have the time to get out here on the track with this car to go ahead and, practice, see what these guys would have to be dealing with here throughout the race. But Garrett, once again, got around Joshua Osborne, so put Osborne back to 8th, Garrett up to 7th, but I would not secure that for Garrett quite yet, because like I said, him and Joshua have been going at it for like 30 laps. Osborne's got speed on the side of that machine, and he's looking to find more speed. Get back up to Garrett. Get up here to 5th with CJ Harden. He's out here all by himself. No, he's not all by himself. He's got no, he doesn't. He got a lap car. He got a lap car in front of him, behind him. That would be the 83 of Travis Rucker. Once again, we were talking about it, we missed it, but Osborne got around Garrett again. And now James has got his nose up in the mix here between these three. And he has split the two up. James is in between now, Osborne and Hagan. And would expect Garrett to go ahead and get a run here. As you see, Osborne's trying to break the draft up, and they're all just trying to stay within that draft to get a good run. As we're now 3 wide going into 1. Well, sort of kind of was. Osborne, you saw him really back off there. Did not want to push the issue here. If it was the last lap, he probably would have just stayed in it, send it. Whatever happens, happens. It's the last lap. I'm not going to settle for 9th. I want 7th. But obviously he wants to live to see the white flag here and go ahead and push the issue then. Like I said, these guys have been going back and forth here for like 33, 34 laps. So I would expect Osborne here within 3 to 4 laps to be back in front of Hagan. Get back here to 13th here with the 3 of William Robbins. Haven't talked much about him here tonight. Not entirely sure what sponsor he has on that team. Go ahead and see if we can do a far chase on him. Rear chase. Samuel Adams, and you got BN Racing. Not sure what's going on as far as sponsors on the side. But this is the view he's got out of his cockpit cam here. This is about the fastest I want to go without doing the real thing. No, I'm kidding. That would actually be a blast if I had ever had the opportunity. Well, any of these guys, if they had the opportunity to go ahead and get in one of these cars, just go ahead and do a couple laps around the track. You see Williams running really high in turn 3. Not sure if that was by design or if that was just a oops, I missed my mark, and just going to go ahead and ride this turn here. As we are down here 50 laps. Oh, we're on lap 50. That's complete lap 49 here. That'll give us 30 to go. Actually, we did. Keep forgetting Rick is out here in another dimension. He's pushing about 3.88 second lead over Santos. Rucker here is in 3rd. Like I said, we still have pit stops here coming up. We still got to make one more pit stop. You see here, it's all mixed up here as far as when drivers were last down pit road. I would expect Rucker to be down here within the next 5 laps. Edwards right around 10 laps. CJ Harden, speaking of pit stops, CJ is going to go ahead and come down pit road. So we'll see how that pans out for CJ, making the early call if that's going to work for him or not. They can make it. The pit window is open. You can go to the end of the race on this stop. There was a 9.7 lap pit stop time there for CJ. Got a couple more drivers coming down pit road as well. And it looks like we got Bradley Williams in the 116, as well as Travis Rucker in the 916 of Aaron there, coming down pit road for their final time here tonight. So, looks like, as we're on the no sponsor 14 William here, Brian Edwards up to 4th. He's sitting right around 1.1 seconds behind William Rucker here. No takers that time by. Like I said, probably will have... Oh, as I say that, here comes Joshua Osborne down pit road, making his pit stop here. And then we got 3 more drivers coming down pit road. Looks like we have Santos down pit road, Rucker down pit road, Joshua Osborne still on pit road, Lance Anthony coming down pit road. Looks like Aaron's got to come down pit road again. Got that pesky penalty on either pit entry or pit exit, or just in between speeding. One of those 3. That's unfortunate there for the 916 machine. Having a very decent race here tonight here at Pocono, but that will now be the 5th driver to have a penalty here on pit road here this evening. But Rick's still out here on track. He's been out here 26 laps. And he's got just over an 8-second lead now. So you need a passport at this point to go ahead and visit Rick Raven there. If you're the 2nd place driver, you just need to go ahead and file your passport to go ahead and get a visitation right to Rick. CJ Harden just laid down the fastest lap time there. Like I said, he's one of those drivers just made his pit stop with a 41.814. There's that Brian Edwards here in the 2nd spot, about 7.7 seconds back behind the leader. Got a ways to go, but anything can happen. You know, we're only lap 57 here of 80. Still got pit stops to do. As I say that, here comes Brian Edwards down pit road. He's making his pit stop. Looks like he's might be the only one here. Well, James is coming out of 3 now. He's not coming down pit road. Hagan's not coming down pit road. Kalix is coming down pit road. Anthony Young's is coming down pit road. We got 3 drivers on pit road now for their last cycle of pit stops here tonight. William Robbins is coming down, making his pit stop. Still waiting for Rick to come down. James to come down pit road. Garrett, William to come down pit road. I do believe those are the only 4 that have not made their pit stop here tonight. Well, actually, Rogers is on pit road now. No, he's not. Warren Rogers has been out here 27 laps. He should be coming down here soon. So we got 5 drivers still have to make a pit stop. The top 4. Well, as I say that, here comes Rick. He's down pit road. Brian Edwards back down pit road. The sixth different driver to serve a penalty here tonight. Definitely not at the time you want to have to serve that penalty. Looks like James is going to go ahead and take the lead away from Rick for now. As Garrett Hagan moving up to second. William Swenson down pit road making his pit stop. So now we have two drivers who have yet to make pit stops here tonight. As we are down to the 20 to go here. So let's go ahead and change that to laps to go. Coming to the start-finish line, we will be at 20 to go. Just waiting for those last two to come down, make their pit stops here this evening. You can go ahead, if we wanted to, as you can see here, James is coming down pit road, and so is Garrett. Garrett's coming down pit road. That'll give the lead back up to Rick. Now he's got a 2.5 second lead over the 20 machine of Santos. But like I said, Santos was the first driver to come down pit road, make his final pit stop here. So he's on older tires. Over, I think Rick, pending anything outrageous, I think Rick has this pretty much locked. But like I said, that's pending anything out of the ordinary that has not happened yet tonight. We all should knock on some wood, or well, let me knock on my head here. It's been really clean racing here by these drivers here tonight. From the start of the race, we've been green flag racing, not one caution. 17 drivers out here on track. Still 17 out here racing. Not a single driver has retired yet. I do appreciate all of them, you know, putting in the effort, putting in the work. I know, you know, especially those that have had penalties here tonight. Not the night that they wanted to have, but still out here, still fighting, still, you know, out here completing laps. And that's the part that matters the most. Just out here completing laps, having fun. You know, even though you might be having a bad night, you're still doing something that you enjoy doing for a, you know, for a hobby. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, your sponsors, they're still going to be on your car here next week. I'm not going to, you know, terminate you just because you had a bad episode out here on track. They don't really do that in real life either, but you know what I mean. You ain't got to worry about your sponsor leaving you because of your performance. Because trust me, if that was the case, I would never have a sponsor because my performance is plew. Rick has led the most laps here tonight. Don't think that's a shock to anybody who's been watching from the start of the race. He's just been setting sail here tonight. pretty much from the beginning of the race. And Edson here, it's pretty much been Rick and Santos. But Santos just doesn't have... I don't know how to term it correctly. He hasn't figured out what Rick is doing differently from himself. Let's put it that way. I think that's the best way I can put it. Because they're all driving the same setup. They're all fixed setup, so obviously there's little tweaks you can do as far as like your steering, your brake bias, but as far as suspension parts, you cannot change. And ride height, things of that sort, your wings, all that stuff is fixed. You got what iRacing gave you, period. To where if it was an open or real life, you can go ahead and change the wing, just tweak your vehicle to make it handle better. Go ahead and have that advantage over your competitor. But like I said, everybody here, they all got the same thing. You got what you got. Just go out here, give it your all. And Rick is definitely doing it here tonight. He is the king of the Tricky Triangle as of now. Like I said, still got 12 laps to go here. Anything can happen. But as of right now, if the race would be over right now, Rick would be the king of the Tricky Triangle. Santos would be the runner-up. Then Rucker would be the third in line. Just in case anything happened between the two of them. Really don't see a whole lot of battles going on right now. We can go ahead and pull that interval up for everybody to go ahead and see here. Looks like Osborne. Well, not a surprise. Osborne and Hagan. I should have just gone right there to begin with. Looks like Garrett was able to get around Osborne once again. This is the battle for the 5th spot. But other than that, I'll get back here to James. Yeah, there's a wall there. Ooh, trying to make a turn 4 there, Anthony Yuns. I saw that. Now, sometimes too, because I have seen a fellow driver do that to the wall, and him come over the radio and tell me, I never touched the wall. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, on my screen, you drilled the wall. He's like, no, nothing came up on my screen. I didn't feel nothing. So, how do they say it in the iRacing world? The net code is real. Broadcasting, it's the same effect. The net code is real because it sometimes net codes you into the wall without you even hitting the wall. So, just one of those things that it happens. We see it from one angle. The driver sees it from a different angle. iRacing sees it from... I guess what it actually is, even though we're both getting two different things. You don't know what's actual, what's not. Yeah. That rocket pop machine here. William Rucker still in that 3rd spot. Gotta keep our eyes here. Oh! Contact there between Osborne and Garrett. Oh, no, that wasn't Garrett. That was Anthony. Anthony Yuns here. A little hiccup there. Anthony definitely put the pressure there on Osborne and get out of my way. We're down to 8 laps to go. I got to move. I got to go now. So Anthony Yuns is up to 7th. He's got his eyes set on the 87 of James now, and looking down to the inside of James, going down to turn number 1. So Yuns is up to 6th now, looking for that 5th spot. That would be Garrett Hagan here in that 5th spot. Down to 8 laps to go here. Should be coming down to 7 here. Yes, 7 as I went over to click on Rick, see where he was at on track. Hagan has about a 3-second lead over Yuns. Looks like Yuns might be getting some pressure there from James. Right now, doesn't look like he's got anything. Well, Osborne has fallen to 9th, and well, it looks like he's going to go ahead and take 8th. Oh, contact there between Osborne and Calix there. Not entirely sure what happened between the two of them, but we will go ahead, and since we caught that live-ish, go ahead and put that camera up here real quick. And, oh, yep, nope, that was netcode between the two of them. There was actually no contact between the two of them. That was straight netcode. So, you talk about it and you receive it. So Osborne still in that 8th spot. Anthony Yuns here getting pressure there for 6th spot. With James, that was definitely a battle we were keeping our eyes on. We're down to 5 laps to go. Rick is checked out. He's got a 5.3 second lead, 5.2 second lead over Santos. Santos, he's in 2nd. He's got an 8-second lead over Rucker. Rucker's got about 3.3 advantage over CJ. CJ's got about a 9.5 second advantage over Garrett. This is a very big track, so that's why you're seeing a big discrepancy. Well, here, let's just go to the gap. Let's see here. Yeah, Osborne is about 31.1 seconds back from the leader. Actually, the top 10, Swenson there. 41 seconds back, 41.5. And Rick's last lap was a 42.42. So we get on the 10th place driver here. And there's the leader right behind him. We're down to 3 laps to go here. Down to 2 more laps to go here tonight, here at the Tricky Triangle. So pending anything outrageous here on this lap, the next lap we will go ahead and get the white flag, and the next flag will finish the race here. And they're going to do it. They're going to go. No, not yet. Pump the brakes there. You got come out of turn 3 here, down the start-finish line. He's got to cross the start-finish line. And then we can officially say those words. We are going to go from start to finish. Green flag racing here tonight at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono. Rick only has 2 more turns to complete to go ahead and complete the dominating victory here tonight at Pocono. Santos here in second. Great effort by Santos. William Rucker here going to round out the top 3, it looks like. Coming out of 3, it will be Rick Raven there. Grabbing the victory. Edson finishing second. William Rucker finishing third. CJ Harden finishing fourth. And Garrett Hagan coming out of turn number 3 is going to go ahead and round out your top 5 here this evening here at Pocono. So congrats again. Goes to that one machine. Finishing Peep 1 here tonight. Go ahead and wait for him to burn it down. If he does, I don't think he's going to. I think he's just going to do a parade lap here. We will go ahead here, folks. We're going to go ahead and step away. I'll see if we cannot get our top 3 down here for post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. We're just going to go ahead and wing it here and see if these drivers are ready or not. Ready or not, here I come. And first up for bid is that 77 machine of William Rucker. So let's go ahead and get him up. I cannot get him moved. Oh, I cannot move him. Edson, I don't see Santos in chat. So the only one would be Rick, and I don't know if I can move Rick. So let's see here if we can go ahead and move Rick. No. And yep, there we go. Rick has moved up into the broadcast booth. Well, Rick, you're the only driver we can move up here in the broadcast booth here tonight. So go ahead and talk about your dominating race here tonight at Pocono.
Nope. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, just go ahead and talk about, I mean, you dominated the race here tonight, Rick, from the green flag to the checkered flag. Just go ahead and talk about, how was it for you here tonight at Pocono?
Well, it was a lot of fun. There was no yellow flags to talk about, so I guess clean air was king. But Edison Santos back there, he was just. I was hoping to pull away and pull more of a gap, but he just kind of stayed there and stayed there. And when he pitted a little bit earlier, I had about 5 more laps on that last pit stop before I had to come in. I knew he was looking for the undercut, so I wanted fresher tires. So I figured he'd pit, probably close in a little bit, the difference in the pit stop. And then when I came out, I had about 5 laps fresher tires than he did. So I was able to steadily pull away. But, there was no yellow flags to talk about. This is a great group of drivers, man. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, definitely impressive. Especially, from what we're seeing there throughout the week, everybody concerned about the track and, how it was driving and everything like that. To be able to come out here tonight and put on, a caution-free race. Especially, there was a lot of banging, a lot of bumping, but, nobody wrecked. And it looked like it was a lot of fun to be out there on the track here tonight. So definitely a good showing by everybody that showed up here, here for Pocono. As, we go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Rick.
I'm sorry. I was hoping we wouldn't get a late yellow because, we're like 15 laps to go, 10 to go. And then a couple of times they're, oh, sorry, my bad. I'm like, no yellow, no yellow.
Yeah, we caught an instance where it looked like that was going to be the case. It's like, oh, don't wreck. And they both saved it. And I think it was down to about 13, 12 laps to go, somewhere around there. So, but yeah, I mean, you always got that in the back of your head, especially when you've been dominating the race. It's like, please don't let there be a late race caution. I had that happen just last week to me. We had a 8-second lead and it was wiped away from a caution with 5 laps to go. So I've definitely been in that boat before and it definitely sucks. So to not have that happen here tonight, definitely a good feeling. Definitely, like you said, props to all the drivers that showed up here tonight, put on one hell of a show, to say the least. But Rick, we go ahead and look forward here. Next race here, I do believe it's the right date. September 12th, we go to the Indy Road Course. Go ahead and talk about, kind of what are you looking forward to? I mean, I know we got back-to-back races going to Indy here coming up. But first up is the road course. So go ahead and talk about that here real quick.
Well, the road course. Let me think. Well, I don't really know much about the league. I guess they held a recruitment race a few days ago, and I joined. Was here at Pocono. It's a lot of fun. So I don't know if this is the beginning of the season. or what the deal is. I know that they run on road courses and ovals, which is good to have that mix. I'm just looking forward to running with these guys and having a good time. The Indy road course, I've never been a fan, especially since they took the oval turn one away and made that little, I don't know, sort of chicane or whatever. I like blasted through turn one. That was a lot of fun, but I guess the Formula One guys came through theirs and complained and said, dangerous. So we said, all right, all right, all right. We'll put in something to slow the cars down. I'm not crazy about that track, but with this group of guys, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward. Hopefully, I can make it every Thursday night, because like I said, great group of guys here, man, and to go green the whole way at Pocono, that's pretty impressive. So I want to thank everybody here, everybody that's involved. I don't even know who owns the league. I want to thank the league owners. I didn't even know it was broadcasted. This, like I said, is my first race here, so I'm just kind of learning everything. And most of all, I want to thank the Lord Jesus, my King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I want to thank you. This one is for you. I love you, Jesus.
All right. Well, Rick, for your first race, man, couldn't ask for anything better to come out here and go ahead and, not only dominate, but finish it up here in the top spot. Started off, on the outside pole, but, don't matter. Sometimes the saying goes, don't matter where you start, it's where you finish that counts. And you definitely made it count here tonight. So props to you on, coming out here and showing everybody else, how Pocono is ran here tonight. But before we go ahead and let you go, I know you already did a couple final thoughts, shout outs there, but you got any more real quick before we go ahead, Rick, let you go and celebrate your victory here at Pocono?
Well, I guess to avoid divorce proceedings, I should probably thank my wife. Thank you, honey, my precious Alana. I love you. Thank you for not bothering me when I'm in sim racing mode and letting me indulge in my little hobby here, which I've been doing for 30 years. So I love you with all my heart, honey. And yeah, baby, I'll see you in bed in a little while to go to sleep.
All right, Rick. Well, we better go ahead and let you go and go ahead and get that quick celebration of victory in here real quick before you go ahead and go to bed there with your wife, so you can go ahead and get back out here next Thursday night to get back out on the track virtually and join these drivers at the Indy Road Course. But until then, Rick, enjoy this victory and see you back out there on the track hopefully here next Thursday night. Until then, enjoy this one.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis.
All right, you're welcome. All right, let's see here if we can get the 77 of William Rucker up here in the chat. Yes, we finally able to move William. So our third place finisher here tonight. I tried to move you earlier, William. I could not do it, so I just went ahead and interviewed Rick here real quick. But go ahead and get down to, interviewing you here, William. P3 here tonight. Obviously, not where you wanted to finish, but go ahead and talk about your race here tonight at Pocono. How was it for you? How was the track? Talk about it here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, honestly, pretty happy with the P3, especially after the start to the season that we've had so far. We've had so many things plague us. Anything that could happen and go wrong, you name it, it did happen. But anyway, tonight's race was, I honestly thought that the track was pretty good, pretty aggressive. I feel like, earlier you were able to make some aggressive moves and put yourself in position to, closely follow somebody or set up and make moves going into the turns. And I feel like, as the runs went on, if you were able to manage your tires and your equipment and stuff there, you could really make some time up on the back end of a run too. So you really kind of had to be smart, but you kind of had to be aggressive at the same time. Just kind of figure out where that line was and then kind of run right up against it the best you could. But I thought all in all, it was a pretty good race behind the wheel.
Yeah, it definitely was. You talk about, a good race. We went green to checkered. Nothing in between that. All 80 laps was ran under green here tonight. So definitely got, big props to everybody that showed up here tonight, putting on a very good show. Very good racing throughout the track here. I know, at times got what you would call that everyone spread out thing, but there were still battles going on throughout the field no matter what. At what point during the race, there was something going on out there on the track. So that was very good to see as well. And, we were just talking to Rick here. He was like in a different zip code, time stamp. He was just out there. And to find out that tonight was his first race in the league, definitely, definitely someone you're going to have to keep your eyes on here moving forward, especially going into the Indy Road Course here, coming up here, if the date is correct, September 12th. So, go ahead real quick, talk about, what are you looking forward to the Indy Road Course, or is it still something you still got to figure out here within the next, 2 weeks?
Yeah, so for sure, real quick, definitely a big shout out to Rick. Congratulations to him on getting that win in his first appearance here. From what I could tell, he seemed pretty aggressive, but was really clean, really good to drive around. Of course, that's going off of what was that spec on my monitor that I was able to see most of the night. But anyway, going into Indy Road Course, a few years ago, I would have told you not really looking forward to it. But one thing I've really kind of worked on the last few years is road courses. I've kind of focused on those, had some great help from some great people like Lance, who've been able to kind of really help me learn the ropes of how to make speed on road courses. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to go out there and win it. Maybe not even finish top 3, but I feel like we'll have something to contend at least for maybe a top 5 or something, get a solid result. Indy Road Course, I like the track. It's got a good little mix of some parts that are kind of easy, but then there's also some technical parts to the track too. So kind of something there for everybody. I think that'll be. I think it'll be a good show next week, and of course leading up into the Oval the following week, and then we've got several good races lined up after that I've got circled on the calendar that we're really looking forward to get some solid results in here and try to salvage and start to make a run for the championship.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And there's definitely one I got circled about 7 times on my calendar right now, and it's the October 10th race at Michigan. That is going to be a very good race, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Even the one after that, Mid-Ohio. Definitely looking forward to that one as well. But, William, until September 12th, the Indy Road Course coming up here, you still got P3 to celebrate. But before we go ahead and let you go, celebrate here tonight at the virtual Pocono, any final thought, shout-outs, William, you want to give before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate here tonight?
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, got to give a huge shout-out to you all with Extreme Racing TV. Appreciate you guys coming on board and broadcasting and putting on a great show for us here. Really do appreciate that. I got to give a huge shout out to and a big thank you to Lance. He really kind of does everything for the league. He makes the thing run. So without him, the league wouldn't be the way it is. So just big thank you to Lance for that. But also got to give a shout out to our sponsors: Magnolia Laser, Crown Athletics, B. Smith Maintenance LLC, and Sabina Guitars and Finer Things. They come on board and help us out each and every race. So really appreciate their support. And again, a big thank you to you, Dennis, and everything you do.
All right, William Walt, it's my pleasure to be able to do what I do for you guys each race that I'm able to do it. Go ahead and enjoy this one. Watch it back. But, until September 12th, enjoy this P3 finish here at the virtual Pocono, and we'll see what you got heading into the Indy Road Course. But until then, William, enjoy this one. We'll see you back out there on the track here real soon.
Thanks, Dennis. We're going to have to make this a more common thing.
Yes, definitely. Hey, P1 next time. How about that?
That's right.
All right, there you go. All right, everybody. Well, that will conclude the interviews. Santos is not in Discord here this evening. So we will go ahead and pull up the final results here this evening. Once I can find it and pull up the right one. Oh, no. There. Final results here, pending any admin stuff they got to do, which I don't think there's a whole lot for them to do. But Rick Rabin there, finishing in the top spot in that one machine. Congratulations, Rick, once again on grabbing the victory here tonight in your first race for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Edson Santos in second. William Rucker finishing third. CJ Hart in fourth. Garrett Hagan fifth. James Langriven 6th, Anthony Young 7th, Joshua Osborne 8th, Calix Witzel 9th, William Swenson rounding out your top 10 here tonight. In 11th, we got the 3 of William Robbins, 12th, Brian Edwards, Lance Anthony finishing 13th, Warren Rogers 14th, Aaron Habat 15th, Travis Rucker 16th, and then rounding out in 17th here tonight, the 116 of Bradley Williams. Well, folks, that will conclude the broadcast here for tonight. Make sure you go ahead and mark your calendars for September 12th, the Indy Road Course over here on Extreme Racing TV. You definitely want to tune in for that one. But until then, take care of yourselves and each other and have a good